All right, shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah again, a prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say, this still a lovely morning in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming to do part 2 of hanging on the balls of man. Hanging on the balls of man. And this is part 2, being so my phone had shut down on me. So I said I'll recharge and I bring back a part 2 of hanging on the balls of man. I want to let you know that if you listen to the title, it carries a lot of power. It carries a lot of power because man is hanging on to man's balls and not looking in any direction toward what is spirit and what is truth. And it's okay. It's okay. It is okay, said the Most High Yah, being so that he knows who's who and what's what. He knows from heaven who is written in the Lamb book of life, and he knows who are written in the books. There's different places, but only 2. There's the Lamb book of life, or there is books that's in heaven that is sealed. And in those books, it has the works, your works. These works that are in the books are not in the books based on what flesh is down here teaching you. So this is the reason why I want to really hang firm on hanging on the balls of men. It's because you're hanging on the understanding of the flesh, the knowledge of the flesh, the wisdom of the flesh, the ways of the flesh, the emotions of the flesh, the feelings of the flesh, the personal opinion of the flesh. And you have no spirit in truth rest there in you because you eat out off the plate of that which is flesh, born of the flesh, and not the things of the spirit. How do you know? Is when people are able to stand on nationwide media and give praise to their God. And their God is an idol God. Their God is the flesh of man, which I say today, the balls of man do man hang from. And it's okay. It's all well. It is actually prophesied. My son is pulling up and starting his own page. And the main thing about him starting his own page is he's going to cover things in which I believe he thinks is going to be orchestrated by him. Being so, we can't bring to the world. We cannot bring to the world in this midnight hour that we are in. The last hour in which we are in, we cannot bring no new revelation. No new word in the way of teaching out of here. This is instructions and directions. The reason why the Ruach HaKodesh has to come. The reason why you have to tarry. The tarrying come from a sincere heart. And it waits on sincere spirit of the Most High God. The way they swing in this instructions and direction book, they knocking the flesh of man all across the head. Why? Because the flesh of man chose to hang from the balls of their God. Amen. Okay? Just as our forefathers. It is written that the works that's in the books, in the heavens, that's locked out. That means no man on the earth, nowhere can go into them books and rewrite your life, rewrite my life. Y'all already have it written. So when you get down here and you think that you can grip a man's balls and hang on to it and it's going to take you to the kingdom of where Satan himself already know his eternal rest therein. So there is a kingdom, but it is the kingdom of the lake of fire. And even Satan himself don't have no issue with knowing where his destiny resides. His eternal destiny resides. That's just like the flesh of man who hangs from the balls of man. They think that if they can hang from the balls of man, they're going to make it in from the balls of man. And they hang into the balls because of what their flesh want. They hang into the balls because of what their flesh needs. They hanging from the balls because of what their flesh desires, yearn for. And Yah says, I'm going to let them hang and hang and hang. But when it's all over, it is written in the books. And that's what they don't understand. Because they are not created to understand spirit and truth, nor see the light that was, that is, and that shall be. That's why they find a resting place swinging from the balls of man. Because the balls of man teaches them the things of the world, the things on this earth that brings pleasure to their emotions, to their feelings, to their desires, to their willpower, to their strength. Those are things of the flesh. That's what need be. He that is born of the flesh must focus on the flesh and the things that bring pleasure to the flesh, the things that satisfy the flesh, the things that build up on the flesh. This is why they hold to the balls of the flesh of a man. And don't have no problem on nationwide television putting their God on an idol pedestal. And while they're putting their God on an idol pedestal, you already automatically, when you are in spirit and truth, know their destiny. That's their God. And they swing from the balls in hope to hold on to inherit that which is the balls, that the balls belong to. Because they like the ideal of how the balls rumble, move about, gain, have, build, sell, appear to show them a fake power that Yah is going to judge. No, I ain't going to say he's going to judge. He is judging. But he's waiting till the tower is built. And the storm is high. And everybody's going to be gripping the balls, hanging on and going to and fro and everywhere. Even when the balls are destroyed. Everyone that hung from the balls and their families and their children shall be destroyed with the balls in which they hung from. See, you guys, when I see today, like unto Deuteronomy 28, I see how and why the purpose, the will, the desire of the Most High Yah, and how he suffered us to go through what we are in and what we've gone through. To me, I say back to the Father in the heavens, Father, this needed be. This need be. Because I look back at where we were and where we're at now. And I look and I see that there should even have been a greater curse than the curse which has been upon a people. As a prophetess in the wilderness, not a dead one, but a living one, I can see the curse, but I see the curse should have been. It should have been greater than what it is. But don't forget, I'm speaking as a prophetess in the wilderness, being shown these things in the light. And I'm like saying, being cursed in a situation and living in this day, Father, it still didn't change anything. It didn't move anything in order. It didn't make one see the light. It didn't make one accept his ruach. It didn't make one want to do right. It didn't make one want to walk in righteousness. It didn't make one believe. It hasn't made, since they come to the knowledge of anything they felt they came to the knowledge. Yah says to you out there, what have you done lately? That is different than when you will sleep as you are awakened. Nothing. You still killing, stealing, and destroying. You still stealing. You're stealing from the hearts of people. You're stealing from the spirit of people. Why? Because, see, people don't understand we all have a spirit. And if you are telling people the things that pleasure them in the flesh, and how you're going to inherit this. You're going to be a king, leader, and a ruler. I'm going to teach you how to be a man. I'm going to be this, and show you this, and show you that. You're showing him everything in the flesh. And he is totally anorexia in the spirit. That means everything you showing them and teaching them and deceiving them to believe that they are, that they're going to be. Guess what? Heaven's got it locked in and locked out already as they works. Because he knew that the weakness of a man would hang toward the balls of another man as their God. When I look at how he says man is to, in a sense, in the spiritual realm, recognize woman as the weaker. Just think about that. Do you really believe he talking as unto the spirit, or is he talking as unto the flesh? Is he talking unto you as in the spirit, or is he talking as in the flesh, that woman is to be as the weaker? I just want you to be able to spiritual discern. You're not going to be able to, because you come here to live and reside and to live and die swinging on the balls of a man as your idol God in the flesh. And let me explain to that. When he speak of her being the weaker, he's letting you know that she comes from you. So therefore, she is you, but she is weaker because she came from you. He's speaking of flesh. He's teaching man to see woman different in the flesh. Why do you say that? Because he flipped it over to the man to let him know, if you don't see her like I created her, I won't hear your prayers. That means that you can't come to the altar of the Most High and pour out prayers to him, because he won't see nor hear you. Because if you don't see woman in the order in which he has called her, then therefore I shall not hear your prayers. That means I do not deal with you on the spiritual level if you do not see her in the natural level, in the order in which I have created her. Praise the mighty Yah. There is something as well said. That woman, you got to have your own. Can a woman have her own husband if her husband has claimed 3, 4, and 5? No, she can't. Because now it's not her own. It's shared with others. I know. Paul don't know what he's talking about. The New Testament is not right. See, if the New Testament does not fit the flesh of man way of living in this day and time, they would do away with it. That's why I thank the Father for his Ruach. Because the Ruach and those who follow behind the Ruach HaKodesh, up under the Ruach HaKodesh, just live with the Ruach HaKodesh living in them. And it's greater in them. They don't swing on men balls. They don't swing the flesh way. To gain, to get. Because you want to swing on balls because you love the power and the authority and the king and leader and ruler that you think he can bring you. That's an idol God you serving. Because Yah don't give you a calling. Not a calling, but a purpose in him. Based on how well you swing on a man's balls. Not so, said the Most High Yah. He's not going to give you materialistic things based on how you swing on a man's balls. The world loves his own. That's letting you know. The flesh loves its own. Flesh. And it does and fall under the order of flesh because it's giving the flesh what it wants, what it desires, what it can fantasize, what it desires. And that's what the flesh come to do. To kill, steal, and destroy with Satan, the spirit of a man. And he does an excellent job because he lines them up real good. And they followed him straight through the narrow gate. Because the narrow gate and the narrow way, not the narrow gate, the broad, follow him straight to the broad gate. Because the broad gate is the way to the flesh of man that swings from the balls of man, which is the flesh ways. This is why you sit, prophetess has sat on the devil platform for 5 years and couldn't understand why I behold to see the tribe of Judah take the keys and open the door. So I was looking for Peter, Paul, Mark, not Mark, James, John. I was looking for them. Why? Because they had the keys. But I was looking for them in this day and time. Until the Father told me, Deborah, how do you expect them to open the door with keys I have not given them? I know they can teach these people they got it. They can precept, they can line, they can little here. They can teach them the iron claw of the law. And the law is simply instructions and direction from me. They can teach these people polygamy, adultery in a different form in this day and time, homosexual. They can teach men to love themselves more than loving anything outside of their own flesh. They can teach men how to be rulers, kings, and leaders, but have they not heard what I have prepared for them? You want to be mighty? Be mighty. But you better hook up with Isaiah. You better hook up with Jeremiah. You better hook up with Ezekiel and see. Isaiah said in Isaiah 3 and 20, 4 and 5, I'm going to destroy letting the women, your so-called mighty men. You think you got mighty men? Watch me take them out. You think you got men of war? Watch me take them out. He was talking about the house of Israel. In this day and time. Go to Deuteronomy 28. Read how many times he said, until they are destroyed, Deborah. You think he talking just to Deborah? No. He talking his prophecy. what shall come to pass. That's why they can't preach to you all. They can't minister to you all while they still in captivity. Because they don't want you to know the judgment of the Most High Yah is high on the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. They want you to think that we're going to step out of the judgment. We're going to step out of the curse. We're going to make his curse a lie. How they making the curse a lie? The curse said you're going to be this way, this way, this way back in Genesis. They making the curse a lie by building their heaven here on earth so that men may swing from their balls and end up in the broad gate that leads to the lake of fire. And it is finished. And it is finished. And it is finished. Those who hang from a man's ball will never find their way home. That's that same example I've given you, where you swim all the way out in the ocean and then you turn back just to see how far you have swam. Then you've gone so far till you see no dry land. Because dry land ain't going to be there waiting for you no more. You went too far deep. That's men that have swung from the balls of man. Y'all have let you swing left. He have let you swing right. He have let you swing up. And he have let you swing down to please the pleasures of your flesh. The ignorance in the flesh of who these individuals are, and greater ignorance is found in the spirit. And that is everything man teaches you in the flesh is of the flesh. Where is what is taught to you in the spirit? You'll never find it. Because man has taught you every ways that's on the outer man, on the outer side, and never taught you what was so great to have and to desire and to want and to seek and to come into unity for, which is in greater in you. So they marvel off the flesh of man. They grip his balls and say, can I go wherever you go? I want to swing whichever side you swing on. If you go up, I want to go up with you. If you go down, I want to go down with you. If you swing left, I want to swing left with you. If you swing right, I want to swing right. I just want to hold on to your balls. And that's the way to the broad gate. It's the way of the flesh. You think Yah is fascinated or wanting to marvel over what you have, what you got, what you getting, what you building, what you selling? He said, Deborah, in the end days, they're going to be building, selling, planting, growing. He said that. Just like the days of Lot. And what he meaning is, they're going to be doing things. Now, I had a lot of questions about it, but it makes so much excellent sense. I said, you said the day is going to be like, Yeshua said it's going to be like the days of Noah. So he pulling on up what today is going to be like. And then it says it's going to be like the days of Lot. Both of those days were days of great sin, midnight darkness. Both of them. But what did they both have in common? Outside of sin, they had sin at its highest. They had that in common. But what was the sin in detail? Sex, lust, abomination. That's what it is detailed, you guys. On the days of Noah and the days of Lot. That's why he put them together in when you are studying the instruction and direction book. So you will know both days were wicked and evil. Both days were destroyed. Guess what? Why is he saying that in that day you're going to find people feasting? Feasting means Glutty. Trying to come today, trying to make feast days this of y'all, the feast days this of y'all, unified in this of y'all, feasting in the midst of it. And none of it represents spirit and truth. Hanging on to the man's balls. The ways of the flesh. The heart is the way of the flesh. Now, wait a minute. Hold up, Father, y'all. You said they're going to be building. Did not you say they're going to be building? Wait a minute. Are you talking about the house of Israel? Yes, I am. They don't check that out. They won't preach that out. They won't teach that out. Because they are of the way of the flesh. I have already prophesied it out. You got it. So keep running in that race. Keep running in that lane I gave you. I've given you. This is why I have to run in the lane in which the Most High Yah has created for me. Because I'm seeing it too clear, y'all. I see what's going on. So he's saying it's going to be like the days of Noah and the days of Lot. Both abomination, sexual sin. I know they ain't going to teach that to y'all. They going to blame it on giants, fallen angels. Baby, please. This has to do all with the flesh of man. You heard nothing about Satan in Sodom and Gomorrah. You heard nothing about Satan in Sodom and Gomorrah. You heard nothing about Satan in the days of Noah. You heard nothing about Satan because man designed it for you to be deceived. They added the fallen angels because they didn't want you to see that they were loaded with abomination. They were loaded with sin. He said every thought of their imaginations, Deborah, every thought of their imagination was wicked and evil, Deborah. Do you understand? Continually. Non-stop. But the angels is what's calling it. The fallen angels, the demons and Satan brought all this. Wait, hold up. When he ended the world, he did not end Satan. When he ended the world, he did not end the demons and the devils. He was coming out after the flesh of man and the flesh of man only. Was the sin found? Oh yeah. We can do a lot of blaming Satan and the demons. But one thing y'all never got to get the opportunity to understand through the spirit of who my Father is. Satan respect the Most High Yah to the utmost. It's you that has the problem. It's you that grip the flesh of man's balls with wicked and evil. Now see, why y'all running around here trying to make it the fallen angels, Satan and his, pull up in Noah, where Yah is saying Satan and his is the cause of it. Or are you going to pull up where he said the flesh of man? Man. When he started Genesis 1, he lets you know the mystery. When he started Genesis chapter 6 and verse 1, he told you in verse 1 and 2 what was the problem. You bypassed it. You dropped down to the fallen angels and said, this is what happened. Then here come the Messiah. Wait a minute, Deborah. Tell them the days of Noah didn't speak of devil, Satan, and his demons. It spoke of the evil of man's flesh. Like unto the days of Noah, he said, their imagination was evil and wicked continually. Why? Because what man has hung on the balls of man to believe and teach man from his balls is that devil, fallen angels, the devil and demons is the wicked ones. Baby. The flesh of man has always been. You want to hang on to the balls of man, you better hang on real tight. Because you grip the balls of man, Yah's going to let you walk therein. And all the consequences that's set before us, which is the judgment of the Most High God. See if them balls that you done gripped so firm, see if it's going to let you hold on to them when the day of Yah's judgment has come up like a risen storm upon thee. See if you're going to be able to hold on firm to the balls of man when the days of the judgment and the fire has kindled so high. See if the balls of man going to allow you to hold on. The balls of man going to fall with you and you with it, because there's no spirit of Yah in you. Only the grip of the balls of man. As he speak of Sodom and Gomorrah, he's telling us. As he speak of the days of Noah, the Messiah come telling us, warning us of those days. He's not warning us of those days because of Satan and the demons. He's warning us of the flesh of who we are. We'll fall temptation. We'll fall into the temptation of what is wicked and evil. Our worstest enemy wasn't Satan and his demons. It's us ourselves. And when we hold on to the flesh of who we are and the balls of who some man is to be our God, to be our way to the light. Oh, matter of fact, they think that individual is letting them hold on to their balls so they can walk in the narrow gate. They don't even, the one that has the balls don't even know the way. He would never find it because he don't know the direction to it. He don't know where it's at. So those that's hanging on the balls, all they doing is hanging on the balls because they want something from them balls. That's it. And because they desire and they yearn and they feel that these balls are going to bring them up like gods and they're going to be mighty men and rulers and kings and leaders, they're going to catch hell on hell on hell every day of their lives. And every time they thinking and they feeling good about we getting this, we building this, we having this, we going to get this, I can have land over here and I can have land. When you finish all that, baby, the storm of the fierce of the Most High Yah judgment is been out and it's just rising. Why? Because Yah going to only take those that's rooted in him before the foundation of the world. It is written. So here you go to why he's telling you about Sodom and Gomorrah. Here goes the Messiah. And then you hear him telling you, the Messiah telling you about the days of Noah. Nowhere in those, nowhere in the instructions and direction can you find, nowhere where you hear the word Satan, devil. All you hear is the evil and wicked of the flesh of man. Praise the mighty Yah. And this is what they are walking in, y'all. They ain't walking in the glory of your Father and the honor of your Father, in the respect for your Father, in the power of your Father. They walking in the flesh of their mind. They're walking in the flesh of their desires. They're walking in the flesh of their will. They're walking in the flesh of their feelings. They're walking in the flesh of their emotions. And they taking you along the way. Because it's, as I said, it's going to be like the days of Noah. Wait a minute. Father Yah, why didn't you tell us this was all Satan, the devil doing, and all demons and all of that? He didn't say that. It has been added in by the mouth of man. They won't sit up under the Ruach HaKodesh teaching because they have taught you all to lie so long. They got to live by it. They balls are hanging by they lie. And you're gripping they balls while it's hanging on a lie of deception and deceiving. And you hanging on to dear life. For what? Your flesh that's got to die. And the way your flesh live its life on this earth is your judgment to the lake of hell. So if you don't live your life in your flesh, in spirit and truth, following the light to the narrow gate, with the ruach full up in you, let me tell you, you're only living the insight of a flesh of a loudmouth man and a loudmouth woman who come here. I ain't gonna say they want to, but they came here by the assigned a mission of Yah to deceive the deceived ones that has also been assigned unto them. So the balls that you gripping, guess what? It was the will of the Father that you grip those balls of a man real hard and firm, because that's what's going to lead you through the broad gate. Y'all son you here that way. When a man let go of them balls and find his way to spirit of the Most High Yah, then that's when he's set free. But they can't do that, because they want with the ones that's balls that hanging, they want everything he got. Everything she got. They want it. And what is that? Authority, power, kingship, leader. They want to be looked at as something that they never been. Because when you came to this land, only thing y'all put you in was captivity. So can a man be a ruler, a king, and a leader, and a builder, and heaven's own earth is given unto him? Yes, he can. When that is his destiny, to live out his mindset of eternal life on the earth. So when it's time, he stand, his judgment leads him straight to the lake of fire, because his spirit lived the life of his flesh, and he gripped the balls of the flesh of man. So his eternal life can only lead to the lake of fire. That means his name is written in the books, and his works are found therein. Let me explain something to you all. There's so much power in what I'm saying, to the point where you go into Revelation chapter 20, it kind of explained it. It's not just Revelation, it's throughout the book. It explained to you who's who and what's what. It's a reason why it's kind of giving you the instructions of that which is born of the flesh is of the flesh, that which is born is of the spirit is of the spirit. And a lot of people thinking, and they looking at Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they even looking in Jacob's face, and they looking Jacob firmly, and looking at his 12 tribes. Oh, we the spiritual, baby, you the flesh. You the seed of the flesh that's born of the flesh of Jacob. But the spirit of Jacob is a seed that is born of the spirit and not of the flesh. This is why the Hebrew Israelites are damned in so many ways, to the point where he says, I'm only coming from what is written to be mine. You can put yourself in that book all you want. It don't matter. And that's what I think one of the saddest things, especially amongst our Negro men. They don't even understand it is Yah's will. It is Yah's will. It is a highest will that you act a fool, that you act a monkey, that the hate that's in you is high, and it's going to go higher because you're living out your spirit right here on earth. The destiny of your spirit is going to the lake of fire. You think Yah is fascinated with you wanting to be a king? You think Yah is fascinated with you wanting to be a leader, a ruler, and a man? What do you think that Yah is fascinated about what you want to be in your flesh? When he know who you are in your spirit, why should he marvel off the what you trying to teach men to be in their flesh? Why should a creator be caught up on what you want to be in your flesh when your spirit is signed to damnation? That's how gone the tribe of Israel is. They're gone here. Now they're gone mentally, 100, they gone. That sends me a sign that, Deborah, now I'm finna come get mine. That's what he's saying. The curse is at the fullness. Now I come get mine. That's why the changing, the new mind, the new heart, the new spirit to clean up our filth and put in us all these good things. It's not going to come while we're here and while we're going. It's going to come once we reach the holy place in which he's going to prepare for us to enter. And until then, and only then. So what man is going to do? That's why they're playing out on this earth. They're building their heaven here so they can have a feeling that they got it going on. That I'm better than you because you don't have what I have. I'm doing the fruits of the flesh while you're doing the fruits of the spirit. But I'm over you. I'm overseeing you because I'm gaining this. I'm gaining. Satan said to Yeshua on the mountain, I give you all of this if you just do what I tell you. So they don't grip because they gone mentally. That all that you have shows that you're following your flesh, the world. The world loving you and you loving swinging on a man's balls to get what you desire in your flesh. They would rather be pleasured. They would rather be comfortable. They would rather be embraced. They would rather be manipulated and deceived at the level of their flesh, still understanding you are anorexium in your spirit. You have nothing in you that is spirit and truth. You have nothing in you that can carry you through the narrow gate. They don't get it, that they're not on their way. So I thank the Father for who he is, who he was, and who he's going to be. I got a lot of work ahead of me this August that's coming up. I will say to you all to it's the only thing I can say is what Yah gives me. And I will say this: let go of the balls of man. If you don't let go of the balls and you continue to hang, you're going to find out, I ain't even said the hard way, the only way you're going to be stuck with. It is important that in this midnight hour, we need to be seeking the face of Yah, and the face of Yah is his power. Everything that leads to Yah is his power, because that's the only thing going to keep us. That's the only thing going to deliver us. That's the only thing that's going to protect us is his power. And I say unto you all that's out there, this flesh thing, and when you say male and female, there's no going to be no female and male in heaven. So therefore, while we sitting here scoping the minds of the people down here to be rulers and kings over a female, let me tell you something. Y'all want you to know, if it's not going to be in the heavens, why are you portraying it on the earth as if it means something to me? Y'all want you to know, if you really think it's about black and white, white and black, when you hit the kingdom and see that it's all spirits, then you think I'm going to be playing that game? Who's white and who's black? If you think that you're going to walk into the kingdom and you're going to see Yeshua wrapped in dreads and black, you got another thing coming. You messed up from the floor up because the leaders that are leaders to the flesh, leaders to the world, pastors, bishops, preachers, apostles, teachers, priests, prophetess, they're teaching you to deceive your own self. But in that process, Sister Deborah can see that you are being separated for what is of Yah. Because your separation shows who you are. It's where you heading, what you doing, how you reacting, how you conducting yourself. It's telling you how hell is going to be waiting for you on the other side. The same way you conduct yourself in the spirit, in the flesh on this earth, it dictates who you're going to be in heaven. And that is which direction you're going to go in. Eternal life or the lake of hell. Y'all better check out Revelation 20 because it tells you messed up from the floor if you think them books ain't going to be open. And them books don't have your works. See, That's what Yeshua was telling Satan. It's already written in my Father's book. What is, what was, and shall be. What are you talking about? See? We're down here in the flesh, trying to tell people to go our way, this way, do this, and this gonna make you a king, this gonna make you a leader, this gonna make you a ruler, because you are a man, baby. In y'all, there's no man, there's no woman. We are all likened to who he is, a spirit. And if your life is lived on this earth, swinging on the balls of a flesh of a man and his ways, his understanding, his wisdom, his knowledge, his interpretation, his feelings, his emotions, because that's one thing about what's going on with the males today. They swinging on the emotions and feelings of the weakest men on the face of the earth. That's why they go after women. Men that always go after women without forsaking, or any man that sees where y'all is saying she's the weak, or let's say it was said that she's the weak link. Let's say that's good. You got to understand, is he talking about spirit or is he talking about natural? He's talking about natural. But in the process of telling you natural, he's telling you, and if you don't see her like that, I won't hear your spiritual prayer. See, a lot of times they don't even understand. Y'all ain't listening to you. You listen to yourself. And the power is in your own tongue to do what is wicked and evil. That's why in the day of Genesis chapter 6, when he ended the world, he said every imagination was wicked and evil, Deborah, continually. You know why? It didn't change. So if you're looking at these men today and the way they speak and the way they teaching, and they teaching hate at its highest, and I'm a prophet in the wilderness, let me tell you, it is at its highest. It needs to be there. Because it's orchestrating that this individual is speaking against spirit and truth. It's having its own kingdom on earth, its own understanding, its own knowledge, its own wisdom, and its own understanding, its own feelings, and its own emotions. Is he teaching those that's hanging on to his balls? And Yah has said many things. They have not heard a word the Most High Yah has said. And I noticed that. I said, Dad, they don't listen to nothing you have said, Father. They don't hear Deuteronomy 28 in game. They don't hear Ezekiel, Jeremiah. They don't hear Daniel. They don't hear Isaiah. They don't hear nothing. He said they're not going to. That's their judgment. They walking in their own judgment. And they swinging on the balls who already been judged. So if you swing on the balls of man that has already been judged to the lake of fire, and you swing it on his balls, you think not that you're not going? This is what I was explaining to a man today. People think that, oh, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. 99 trillion, that's the mindset of people, no matter what race they are. They thinking that they going to get an opportunity to teach or to run their mouth to the kingdom, right at the throne. They really think they're going to be still trying to hold on to this man's balls at the altar to be judged. They're going to still be trying to hold on to it. He going to be then gone where Yah has sent him, and they still trying to hold on to his balls, his ways, his wisdom, his knowledge, his understanding, his emotion, his hate, his lies. Talking about you going to be a king. Where you going to be a king in heaven? Where are you going to be a leader and a ruler in heaven? What heavens you going to go up there running? So what makes you think down on this world where Satan was put to rule, what makes you think he put you down here to be all that and some? And then go to heavens and be all that and see, you's a fool, and you're going to live a fool, die a fool. Because you've been following the fool. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, this is part 2 of hanging from a man's balls. Because it's a sad sight. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. My message, I don't even know if y'all caught it, was always lawlessness. And y'all had me teaching what I'm teaching now and speaking what I'm speaking now. And reason why I said teaching is because y'all is sending a message through what I'm saying. Let go of them balls of the men. Let them go. Run to the narrow gate where the light is at, and let Yah show you the way. The way is not to build on earth a kingdom, to make your emotions, your feelings, your flesh, your desires, your want to be satisfied. When you search the things of your flesh, and polygamy falls under that, what do God, in the creator of heaven, what do he gain from a man having many women? What do y'all gain? What do heaven? What do heaven gain? What do the Most High Yah gain from a man practicing polygamy? What do he gain? You have to be able to put it in its right category. It is of the flesh. He gains nothing out of it. Even Jacob's 12 tribes, they don't understand. They gain the seed of the flesh. And a very small portion is the seed of Jacob of the spirit. So when we marveling off the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, because it's no way he gonna let me see all this and then say, see, show you this from the wilderness. He's showing me these things and saying, now, do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you understand this? Do you understand this? You see? He's showing me all this. He's teaching me all this just to come down here and let me speak to the people and say, it's okay for them to do what they're doing. The level of those who have the balls hanging is so wicked and evil to where they can't see right, y'all. They can't speak righteous. They can't speak just. They can't speak holy. They can't speak anointed. Why? Because they think they balls bigger than anybody else's. They want their balls to hang so every other man can grip it. And they can swing them any way they want them. That's what they're doing. That's what's being done. So that they can build their own tower here on the earth. And their kingdom on the earth. So when they finish building that, y'all going to say, when you thought that you just counteract, you went up against what the curse was, didn't you? You didn't go because you had the power and the strength and authority and the balls that you had hanging. You went there because heaven had your works written. I already knew you would go that route. And it was okay. Because you was already predestined for eternal. Not in the heavens, but only in the lake of fire. So a lot of people don't understand why Beyonce, Jay-Z, and I'm speaking of them because I am a prophetess for the tribe of Judah. You look at all of these people and you wonder why they just going in the way that they going. And why is it still people are marveling off of their wickedness? Why is people marveling off the things that men are saying and doing that's wicked and evil? Why are people marveling off of it? Why is it that they're not understanding Deuteronomy 28? Because they are doomed. They are already written, Deborah, in the books. So he's saying to me, now, you see them books that it is written in the heaven? They're going to be open. Come judgment. You see that book? There are works that's already written in there, Deborah. They don't even understand. You are already judged. Your actions on the earth speaks for who you serve. You serve the balls of man and you hang from his balls and thinking you're going to get and gain while you're on the earth and teach this hate and this disrespect. Why would I create you to rule over everybody, every female at a level where she has a spirit that got to be judged? So I gave you her flesh and her spirit to rule. So if I give you her flesh to rule and be king and lead and rule over, do you know her spirit is going to be judged based on the actions of her flesh? And if you ruled her flesh, her spirit is damned to your order. They don't think. It don't penetrate here. We all have the breath of life. They're giving us a spirit. If my husband is ruling over me the way the house of Israel and especially the tribe of Judah is teaching these men, ruler, king, leader, I'm king, I'm this, I'm bad, I'm tough. Okay, you put a woman under that She's so far under your feet. And if you think for 1 minute, this is where you know men are swinging from the balls of man. If you think it for 1 minute, y'all want you to be her to be under you that way. Do you know my action in the flesh dictate where my eternal is assigned in the spirit? If you drinking, speaking profanity, justify everything is okay, everything you do is okay, and the men hanging from your balls letting you tell you, praise you, they are worshiping a God. Their destiny is where you going. They're hanging from your balls, and where your balls swing in eternal, that there they would be found. Because heaven have to. It have to speak for what is in it. What has been ordained, predestined before the foundation of the world. It's speaking today. It's nothing hidden. He's letting you know the way you walking in your flesh is your destiny to your spirit. So if you think your flesh should have land and building and selling and hating on women and destroy everything that you are, because a woman is from you. What do they say about you? How wicked and evil you really is, to where you can't even know, you don't even know who you are. Because you don't know who your daughters are. And when you don't know who your daughters are, you really don't know who you are. And why would y'all give you the authority over a female to the level of she is nothing, and then get her to glory and say, okay, you can go to heavens since you did everything the flesh told you to do? Do that make any sense? It don't make sense. Either we follow that which is born of the spirit, or we follow that which is born of the flesh. And that which is born of the flesh is what you see in the world today. So I, Sister Deborah, got several calls and messages that just poured in. But I will say to you all, I hope you got something out of it, and I hope it took you to the spiritual edge. I hope it has taken you to the spiritual edge, so you can understand that what we have left to live on, if we don't have it in the spirit realm of understanding, spirit and truth and the light, and you are not be able to behold a penny or light, then you are assigned and written already in the books. And I almost feel blessed to know what he's saying they know. I like that, because he's saying, Deborah, all they have to do is look at their life on earth. It'll tell them who they are. Because they'll either serve flesh, which is their idol god, like they always, or they'll serve me in the spirit of kindness, meekness, quietness, humbleness, unity. Building up their treasures in the heavens, looking forward to seeing me. That's what y'all say. Looking forward to seeing me. They ain't doing that. They building up on the earth. So that tells you where they're going. So Sister Deborah says, I'm going to open up the comment line so you can comment. And if you have any questions, hit me. Shalom and shalom.